Okay, so after the reunion, I really wanted to get a TV career going, and I decided to live with my mother for 6 weeks in New York. I tried to get an agent. I tried to be an extra, anything. I was contacting tons of people. Nobody cared. They were like, you are on basically one episode. They called it a one-off, which is like you're only on one episode. Nobody cares. Everybody forgot who you are and move on, girl.
But you were excited going into it, right? You were like, this is it. Like, I got a platform now.
Yes, I was like, oh my God, I'm totally going to get parts.
Yeah, which if you don't know, I mean, is a logical train of thought. I mean, you were on national TV, so it's not nothing.
It's not nothing, but if you look at people's track records, most people are on one episode of a show. You never see them again.
I got you, because you hadn't gone through like years of acting classes. Exactly. It was like a series regular on whatever.
Exactly. Yeah. I didn't have a monologue. Nothing. So I lived with my mom, and then I decided I'm just gonna go back to Nashville. But what the hell am I going to do? Because I would get recognized in Nashville and New York. People would recognize me all the time, take pictures with me. They'd be like, what are you doing now? I'm like, oh, just working on stuff. I don't know. So I couldn't get a regular job. I just could not bring myself to it. So I decided that I was going to clean because I could just work for myself. No one would see me. So I cleaned hallways and I cleaned office buildings and like bathrooms. Ooh. And it was kind of a dark period because
that's
I went
a big
from
fall of pseudo-celebrity to cleaning. Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, maybe I thought higher of myself.
There's anything wrong with that.
No, there's nothing. People do it for a living and I commend you. But that's just not what I wanted to do. I was just trying to figure out what my next move was going to be. I had no idea.
Yeah.
And I got really depressed. And I mainly got depressed, too, because I didn't have love. I didn't have a career. I didn't have money. I had none of that. But I was like, I don't want to feel like this. I need to figure out how am I going to get all the things that I want and not feel sorry for myself.
Yeah, because here you are thinking this is going to be a big thing, and then it basically turns out to be a false start.
Exactly.
And you're actually maybe even a little bit further back than when you first started.
Way further. It's worse.
Way further back. Okay.
Because people are like, oh, you were naked on TV? Wow, gross.
Right.
You know? So I started doing this 30 days of self-love. Mm-hmm. And I can't think of the girl's name right now. I'm so sorry. But look it up. 30 days of...
What is this?
So 30 days of self-love. Basically, you have to look yourself, take a selfie video and tell yourself all the reasons why you love yourself. I think it's like 5 reasons.
Wow,
why
that's
you
super
love
uncomfortable.
yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And then you have to watch it back later that night without judging yourself.
Okay, interesting.
But it really helped me build my confidence up again. And during that time, I met this handsome fellow, Steven. Steve.
Hey, how you doing? Hey.
I met him in the midst of all that. I think because I was finally actually learning to love myself.
Yeah.
Because I guess I didn't.
I remember you telling me.
Yeah, I'm curious.
You were going through that.
Yeah, I'm curious to hear. So as the 30 days go on, did you find like deeper and like what was so the first day one video is probably just like super awkward, really surface level stuff. By the time you're in like day 20, are you finding like real genuine things to say about yourself?
Yeah,
like was
you
it surprising?
Yeah, I mean nothing like it wasn't like, oh, I love you because you're so beautiful.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah.
You're such a hot piece of ass.
Yeah, I definitely was like, oh, I love this about you. You have to I had to find things that I loved about myself that I once hated.
Gotcha.
But yeah, it definitely brought me closer to myself and made me feel happier and more confident. And then it started attracting things, positive things. And I was coming out of the depression of dating naked. But I think a lot of people on reality TV shows, I mean, I would Google it, like, people that you have, what happened to so-and-so. And it would say, like, they're a waiter, or they went into a depression, or, like, they never actually had, like, a budding career. Maybe, like, a small percentage. Yeah. But I feel like reality TV can really mess with you.
Oh, I believe it. I can't imagine, like, the service jobs that are littered with Real World season 1 people are
Totally. Or I'll tell you what.
How many episodes of Real World were there? There's a million seasons.
Yeah,
Oh
10
they're
seasons.
coming back again.
And they're coming back.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
You and I were just walking down Hillsborough Pike the other day and counted 3 people from
Yes.
American Idol.
One works as a waiter at
One
Hop
was a waiter
Dottie,
at
and he
Hop
was like huge on American Idol.
No,
One of my
wow.
favorites. And yeah, it
Not
was,
that
we need to-
there's
we need to-
anything wrong with that.
No, not at all. But maybe that's your next venture. Is starting a reality TV star like support group.
Yes.
You guys get together like AA.
Totally.
that
Yeah.
would be sick.
Just get them all together, do a documentary.
That sounds
Yeah.
terrible, but I'm really.
I think we
I'm
should.
saying that with empathy. Like
Yeah.
They got to go somewhere.
It would help.
I
Yeah.
mean,
But seriously, what else can you do? You don't want to go back to living a normal
Right.
life after people are screaming your
Yeah.
name.
Right.
Sure.
No, that's crazy. How can you just be like, okay, well, that was a fun little flash in the pan.
What's
Take
that
it back
interview process like when you sit down and the guy that's about to hire you is like, oh my God, I was a big fan of you. I called like 40,000 times and voted for you, or I watched you on TV naked. Like,
Seriously.
do you even walk in with a resume at that point? I mean,
No.
obviously you don't. That's crazy.
Yeah, because I worked as a waitress after dating naked. I was like, all right, I have to get, and I didn't want to clean hallways. I was like, I need money quick money. And I was a waitress, and people would be like, aren't you that girl with the weird name? Like, didn't I see you naked on TV? It kind of got annoying, though, and embarrassing. Because I'm
Sure.
standing there serving you drinks, and you're
Imagining,
like, kind of
recreating my
belittling me a
naked
little.
body in
Yeah,
your mind.
I know.
That's kind of weird.
Weird.
Yeah.
I remember dad ass.
Dad. But yeah, so I met Steve in my self-love
Yeah.
at a good point. That was like a really
Yeah.
good point.
Yeah.
I think you say, cut this out if I'm not allowed to release it, but in the book it says sometimes you have to fall to the bottom because there's something you're supposed to find there, and this is something
Very
that you
true.
found there.
Very true. You gotta definitely fall. Many people don't want to, but it teaches you a lesson. Maybe I was thinking of myself in this I'm this big celebrity. No, I needed to fall because no, you're not a celebrity. You're on one episode of a TV show, and there's better things for you. This is not what you're supposed to be doing. You're not supposed to be subjected and belittled and a flash in the pan. That's not who I'm supposed to be.
Right, just meant for bigger things than that. Yeah.
Yeah.
While a necessary stepping stone, definitely not the end all be all by any means. Yeah.
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 Yeah, I like what you said. Like sometimes you don't find the next when you're up. Sometimes you find it when you're down.
You have to. You have to be. I feel like, what is it? I can't think of the saying. Oh my gosh. Sorry, just cut that out.
No, you're good. keep working through it. What
like
is it?
through the darkness, you attract light. You know, like darkness attracts light, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, always darkest before the dawn type of thing. Sure,
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. You never
Yes.
shine if you don't glow. Yeah.
But anyway, so
Smash Mouth.
yeah, that's another one that I was thinking. Not really. But I started doing also when I met Steve and a little bit before that to get out of depression. I started doing stand-up comedy, and that really helped. That was very therapeutic.
Oh yeah, that's right. Walk us through that.
Yeah. I just figured, what am I going to do with all of these like dick pics and obscene messages and just like, I feel like you have to make fun of yourself when you go through something rotten also. Like you need to make fun of yourself.
Yeah.
So I started doing stand-up and I did a whole routine about being on Dating Naked and people loved it.
That's awesome. Do
Yeah.
you remember any of the bits from it?
Oh my gosh, it's been so long because I only
Yeah.
did stand-up for about a year. Not because I want to be a stand-up comedian, just because I needed to get rid of all this
Creative expression.
crap.
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
And be creative.
Yeah, I just want to shout out to all the husbands, wives, boyfriends, girlfriends of people who have their significant other that do stand-up comedy. God bless y'all, because when I saw you at Zany's a few times, that was the most nerve-wracking experience, I think, for your partner, because I don't know. I remember it's a lot of drinks because the last thing you want to see is, your lovely wife or whoever like bomb. I knew you weren't going to bomb. She killed on stage. You did.
I think I was good at stand up. I
You were
just didn't
great.
want to pursue it.
Yeah, you had a great rhythm, but it is just, I mean, shout out to those people because I know what it feels like sitting in that hot seat and being like, oh my God, because I know you're funny, but you never know. I always say comedy is the hardest of all the art forms, because as a musician, you can sing terrible and you can miss notes and stuff, but you constantly have music in the background, so you don't get to actually hear the silence. But when you're a comedian and you bomb, there is nothing more deafening than the sound of fucking silence. Like, I commend comedians. I think that is just such a tough profession, and wow.
I never bombed, thank God.
Well, that's awesome.
But I only did it very briefly. I don't think I gave myself enough time to bomb.
Yeah.
I bowed out gracefully.
It wasn't an off night in fucking New Mexico or something.
Exactly. I only did it in Nashville briefly.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so you came out of it. You got the 30 days of self-love. Things but before that's over, you meet Steve.
I meet Steve.
Things are starting to turn around. Where's the headspace now? We're obviously feeling much more optimistic.
Yes, definitely. I felt like I had everything I wanted. Me and Steve fell in love. We moved in together. We had a cute little house, and I just felt really fulfilled. But the only thing we didn't have was money, because he was, a singer-songwriter struggling, bartender. I was waitressing, and I was just like, well, that's the one thing we're missing. But I'm gonna manifest us money. And I even told Steve one night, because we were really broke. It was winter time and restaurants suck after holidays. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just manifest us $1 million. And he was like, oh, okay, all right, okay, whatever.
Yeah. Go sell crazy somewhere else.
I even told my sister, I was like, listen, mark my words, I'm getting $1 million. And she was like, I believe you. She always, whatever I tell her, she's like, you're going to do it. She's like my biggest support system.
Nice. And then you got the email for the opportunity shortly after that, right?
Yeah, I got an email for this game show, and it said you can win life-changing money.
That's probably around $1 million, maybe.
It didn't say how much.
$10.
Yeah, it didn't say,
I was like, life-changing, it's gotta be.
I need about $250.
I actually thought it was like going to be like $5 million.
No.
To be honest.
So you're actually a little let down.
Yeah. But anyway, we went through the process and found ourselves on the set of a game show. You could read the rest of the book to find out what happened.
Yeah.
Needless to say, we won $1 million. But if you want to read all the details and what I practiced, I mean, I can tell you some of the stuff I practiced.
Yeah, maybe just a quick few things on how
Yeah, I mean, I put it out there. I put the intent out there. I was like, we're getting $1 million. And I always am reading like self-help books. I watch YouTube videos. Esther Hicks is one of my biggest influences. And this guy, he wrote Chicken Soup for the Soul.
Yes.
The author, Jack. Jack. That's all I can think of.
Yeah, Jack.
Sorry, Jack.
Jack Canfield?
Yes.
Something like that. Yeah.
I watched videos of him, and he said that he would picture the amount of money he wanted $100,000, and he would just picture it every night. And that's what I did. I would listen to these money meditations, and I would focus on how it felt to actually have $1 million, like the feeling of winning. And I just would practice it over and over. I mean, we did practice for the game show too, because it was a musical guessing game kind of,
Yeah. But
I meditated, I exercised, I had a healthy diet, and I just believed 100% that I was going to get us $1 million. Like, my belief was so strong. I knew it was going to happen.
Yeah. So you guys had the mental game dialed in, but then you actually like put in the work and practice. And yeah, when you watch the playback on the show, you guys smoke every other contestant. Like it's not even enough for debate. You guys are just gunslinging it, which is awesome. Yeah.
We said, I mean, it felt like we were like in a playoff game. That's what it felt like.
Yeah.
Yeah. We went in there with the and I will say for the audience out there, I mean, I did think it was kind of crazy at first when she said, I'm going to manifest this $1 million. But then I was like, all right, well, then I'll bite. Let's go. Mm-hmm. And so we got in the zone and, we did. We practiced every single day.
For hours
and hours and hours on end. And we made it fun. We didn't make it like a grueling process. But when I remember showing up to L.A. and, the only thing that was on our mind was, well, where are they hiding our $1 million? Mm-hmm. And we were prepared. We were mentally focused. I was probably the most mental focused I've ever been in my life. I knew we were going to do it. But we definitely believed it. but we were prepared as fuck. I mean, we really
And
were.
like, even though I kept saying we're gonna win it, when we did win it, I was like, holy shit. You know what I mean? I was like, wow, what else can I do?
Yeah, that was the biggest moment for me. Is
Like, what's
when you
next?
did do it. That was the first time I think I ever. It's not like it's miracles, but that was the first time in my life where like
It is a miracle.
It
Part
is.
miracle.
It is where the girl I love is saying that we're going to do something, and she made it happen. And you answered the
And
last
like,
question.
finally, I freaking did something. I mean,
Right.
I did these small things leading up to that. I've always done smaller, like I've accomplished so many things, but I never got that just one big thing.
Yeah.
Just to prove to myself, wow, I really
Yeah.
can do this.
all that practice that you put in your whole entire life, and
Mm-hmm.
all those no's you ever heard, and you just kept
Yes,
going. It all kind of made
exactly.
sense then, because you're right. It's those little things that just slowly add up for that one big thing.
Mm-hmm.
It was the most amazing thing I've ever been a part of and witnessed in my entire life.
Me too. So I watch it sometimes. Like, I'll watch it every once in a while. I can't because I get so nervous watching it now that it's over.
Yeah.
But I still will watch it sometimes when I need a little bit of a boost.
It's a tense moment when he's like looking at you. He's like, "You're sure that's the answer?" And you're like, "Yeah." And like trying to psych you out. I'm like, "Man, fuck this guy."
Yeah.
He knows he got it, and he
Exactly.
doesn't want to part with it.
Yeah.
I remember thinking too, like after that, you and I were talking about on the plane home. It's like it is that kind of like what's next, and we're just like, well, okay, if we can make that happen, then what else can we do?
Yeah, what else can we do?
Just
Which is why I wrote the book, because I was like, I mean, a lot of people who saw us win the money were very inspired. Strangers, family, whoever. And that's part of the reason why I wrote the book, because I want people to know that you really can achieve whatever you want. As long as you put your mind to it and you truly believe that it can happen, it can happen. Believe us. I mean, believe me and Steve, we did it.
yeah.
And, there's nothing you can't do. It is totally power of your mind, for sure.
Absolutely. Yeah. You had to have a moment where like everyone is looking at me as this winner right now, but they have no idea like what I've come through to get to this moment. And it's almost like you want to like reveal the lie to people and be like, no, man, like you all have the capability to do the exact same thing. And you can
Very
hear it in the
true.
story too. It all just came down to your choices, right?
It's very true, because
Yeah,
I could have
and your
gone down a
focus.
really wrong path,
Mm-hmm.
because I haven't had the best life. Like, I mean, whatever, I'm not, woe is me.
Sure.
Because childhood, most people don't have the greatest childhood. But I feel like when you don't have the greatest childhood, you can make the wrong choices, and you can have really low self-esteem, which I had at points in my life.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like my grandmother, this is like a tribute to her too.
Yeah.
She never let me feel sorry for myself, ever. And thankfully I had her to be like, no, who cares if you fail at this? Do something else. Don't feel sorry for yourself. Get up anyway. The woman, my grandmother, like, she freaking broke her ribs and continued to get up and work. Sorry, that's my ratty dog. But my
He likes the story, too.
my grandmother was a strong woman. She never had excuses or felt sorry for herself, and she didn't have an easy life either. So she was a great example of moving forward and power of your mind. She convinced herself that she didn't have broken ribs. She broke her ribs and kept working week after week and just would tape up her ribs until they healed on her own. That's like how tough she was.
Wow.
Yeah.
Tough broad right there.
So I'm like, if she could do that shit, and then I can do anything, because there's so much opportunity, and you just have to believe that. I mean, you have to have an optimistic attitude. You have to, because the same can happen if you have a negative attitude. Then everything just turns to shit, and nothing good will come to you. Right. So.
Oh, definitely. Now, okay, so grandma is definitely a big part of this book.
Oh my God, huge.
Who else, say someone who didn't know their grandmother or something like that, who else would really benefit from reading this story?
I mean, anyone who ever had a dream, anyone who wants to change their life around. I mean, people who come from divorce, men, women, this woman is like definitely catered towards women, but I think men would benefit from it too. And I mean, it's just basically for anyone who wants to feel inspired, who thinks that they are like at their last leg. No, don't give up. Like, I never thought I'd find love. I was already almost 40 and I got married at 41. Most women, especially women, like, they think like, oh, if I reach 40 and I'm not married, then forget it. It's not going to happen. That's not true.
Right.
So
love will find a way.
Yeah, love will find a way. And you should always, it'll give people hope. I hope it will give people hope and continue to fulfill their dreams no matter how old they are or how young they are.
Absolutely. I've read the story many times, but I've also known you for I mean, I know you probably better than anyone else. And I will say, like, just for all you listeners out there, this book, when you first pick it up to when you get done, I'm telling you, it's written in a way where Chrissy, you just feel like it's like you're their best friend, you know? Aww, like, I just feel like I got to know you on a whole, I don't know, just like even a deeper level. And when I put it down, I just felt like I knew you my whole entire life. So,
really?
Yeah.
I hope that too. I mean, I don't want to be selfish because I do want the book to be a gift to people.
Oh yeah. Oh, they're gonna know you.
Yeah.
And you don't leave anything out. You're very. I mean, it does. It takes a lot of balls to do this, to write about your life, and not just the good times, but a lot of the dark times. And it is written in a way where, yes, it does get dark, but it's not the dark where it kind of leaves you depressed. It's actually you show so much light about it because of your positivity and what Grandma did teach you about pushing through all that crap.
Yeah.
And just trying to find the brightness out of it. So
I think some of the darkness, I mean, most of the dark parts of it are probably in the beginning to set you up for,
Sure.
the light.
Sure, yeah. Well, it's all just part of the story.
But I don't want people to think this is a self-help book because you might be confused. It's more of a memoir. Yes, I give you tips of what I did, but I'm not saying like this is what you have to do if you want $1 million. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying what worked for me. And you can take some of the tips and turn it into what you want, but that doesn't mean that the exact same things are going to happen to you that happened to me, because this is my own unique story.
Totally, sure. Yeah. But it is a way for people to read through a story that has some amazing, unique moments and some pretty dark, deep parts.
Yes.
To where they can kind of project their own or insert their own story into it and find some hope of their own as well, which is awesome.
And it's relatable. They can totally relate to it.
Oh yeah. I thought it was cool. We had a guest on here, and Nora.
Oh, I love
Nora
Nora.
was talking about her song, "Plain Jane," which was a great song that she wrote from kind of a darker place about how she was feeling. And I'll never forget on the BombCast, she said that there was a man that came up to her, and felt really inspired and connected with that song, and he was going through something completely different than
I know that song.
Yes. And it's written about her just kind of not feeling good enough and stuff. But this man was going through a really dark time of some other stuff, but he connected with it. And so I think your story too, with people, you never know what kind of problems everyone's going through.
Yeah. And you don't know who you're going to inspire. You haven't,
exactly.
I have no idea.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. But just, I think the fact of being vulnerable and, letting some of, not being afraid to let some of your dark out will give light to people going through things that aren't even remotely close to what you're talking about, but people just feel empowered by that. So
yeah, that's my hope.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, we put up a great video the other day of you opening up and seeing the book completed for the first time the other day, and it's a really powerful thing to watch. If you go to F Them All Big and Small's Facebook page, you will see it there. Anyway, I was just hoping you could kind of dive back into that moment for us and tell us what it was like to receive that for the first time, because that's got to be powerful.
I didn't want Steve to film it because I was like, leave me alone, I'm trying to open the box.
Yeah.
But I'm glad he did, because that was my natural reaction. I didn't know I was going to have that reaction. But I guess it feels similar to when somebody has a baby. I don't know. It was like, I felt like, oh my God, this is such a gift to me, opening up this box and seeing it come to life, because I've been saying I've been writing a book for like 2 years or something, and now that it finally came to fruition, I got to like see it and hold it, and
Yeah. It's your baby.
It's almost like a surreal, dream-like moment. That's what it felt like.
Yeah.
It felt like a dream. I feel like, I can't wait to connect to people and like touch people
Yeah.
through my gift of book.
That's so
right.
awesome.
Through the majesty of book.
Yes, majesty of book.
And those were real tears, y'all, man.
Yeah.
I tell you what, and she did not want me to film that, and I said no. Something just told me I had to, and that was just such a beautiful
I'm
moment.
glad
seeing
you did.
seeing
Thank you.
open that up. Yeah.
I mean, I cried a few other times after that whole day. I would just look at it and just.
Oh, emotional day, a whole day of God.
Plus, it's emotional because I'm putting my whole self out there.
Yeah,
For people to read. It's terrifying.
Scary.
Yeah, but I mean, I had a chance to skim through some of it, and it reads really well, and like all the chapters, like the chapter titles are very like intriguing, and I'm like, okay, yeah, that's awesome.
It is a pretty easy read too, I think, because it's not too long, and it's like, yeah, it's humor. There's humor in it too.
Yeah, which
So,
is great. It should be entertaining, impactful, powerful, empowering.
Yes, all of the powers.
All of the powers.
Well, we ask all of our guests towards the end of our segment
Yes.
one question, and this is the slogan of our company, and we just ask you to answer this honestly, whatever comes off the top of your head or whatever comes out of your heart. But what does bomb your boundaries mean to you, my dear?
Bomb your boundaries. That means to me, bomb your boundaries.
Yep.
Sorry, my accent. Sometimes I can't say words properly. That means to me to tune everyone else out. What do you want? What makes you happy? Do that. Don't do what makes you unhappy. Do what's going to lead you to the path of least resistance, and F them all, big and small. Because I think it has a similar, kind of vibe to it.
For sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, just do
plug,
what makes
by
you
the way.
happy. Live your dreams, whatever it is. If you want to be a mailman, if you want to be a painter, a hairdresser, whatever. Just live your dream. Live your passion. Life is too short for bullshit.
That's
I
right.
love it.
And keep
I love
moving
it.
forward, even
Yes.
if the answer doesn't present itself immediately.
Exactly. Keep going. And I used to hate when I heard that, like,
Yeah.
especially in my depressed state, like, just keep going. Keep dreaming. I'm like, frig you, huh?
Yeah, what does that mean? That's fucking
But now I know
empty.
what it
No, I know,
means.
I get it too. But there is truth in it.
Yeah, it makes you stronger if you keep going. Yes.
Yeah, that really does. And so that's a good point. What does keep going mean? It means like don't let the doubts or boundaries that you're placing on yourself be the stopping point. Keep putting one foot in front of the other. Look for the clues that could lead to something else.
Yes.
And be open to getting uncomfortable, like you were with the 30-day
So
challenge.
true.
Right? Because that can open up stuff. So change up the routine.
Definitely do something you never thought. Like, just let the answers come, and it could be something you've never thought of
Yeah.
that will lead you to that next step. It's true. And just because one door closes, there's other doors, okay? Kick the door down.
Kick it down. And
Kick
go
it
back to
down.
what you said
Kick it.
earlier. I mean, sometimes those answers or sometimes those unopened doors are sometimes at the bottom. And sometimes you can only get there by falling.
Yep.
And that's okay to fall.
Very true. Yes. No means yes. No.
No means yes.
Yikes.
Yeah,
Nope, forget
I don't-
that.
Glad you
Forget
said that.
that.
Not one of us.
Yeah,
Just
none of
kidding.
us can say that.
Just kidding.
Oh, God.
No means no, people. Well, on that note, we'll wrap it up. All right, you guys, thank you for sticking around for 2 parts. This was a nice long episode, and we really, really enjoyed the talk with Chrissy. This has been an amazing journey, even for me, because I do know Chrissy, but now I feel like I know her even more. So it's great. Everything you hear, the smiles, the jokes, or the sweet Brooklyn laugh, it's all her being real, even on the podcast. So you know it's only going to get better when you read the book. So please check that out.
Thank you.
F them all, big and small, available this summer.
Yeah, you can find it on. It's not available yet, but it will
Yep.
be on Amazon, Target, Book Baby, and more. But if you want to know about my journey and where to find the book, you can follow me at Christina Wee on Instagram, Christina Wee on Facebook as well, or you can follow my F Them All Big and Small Facebook page, and you can find out where to purchase the book.
And we're doing a little contest, is that right?
Yes, I'm doing a contest giveaway. You can win a free book and a little personal package.
Nice.
As well.
How do we qualify for that?
That is going to be, I'm going to post the video on my social media.
Okay.
But you have to share a funny toast, because the F Them All Big and Small was my grandmother's toast. And I want you to share your funny toast, and whoever makes me laugh the hardest gets a free copy.
Nice.
You're going to want that laugh.
Yeah, I'll post that all on my social media, so follow me.
Can you give us a little sample of that laugh?
There
There it is, folks.
That was forced.
Even contrived, it still comes out great.
I live with it every day.
Marge Simpson.
Marge.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so this is coming out on Tuesday. Let's see, yeah. So what is that? Tuesday, July 9th.
Yes.
So stay tuned for the later of that week, July 9th, to find out details on the contest, right?
Details on the contest, and where you can buy the book.
Awesome. And it's Christina. Well, you can go to Bomber's Instagram page at Bombers and Sleeves to see the picture of the title of the book.
Yes.
So
Christina Wee Wee is WEEWEE.
Yes,
It's
you read
not
my
French.
mind. That's what I was getting at. Not OUI.
It's not French.
It's not French.
Christina, yes.
Christina, yes.
Well, yeah, for all you guys out there, I mean, seriously, I'm not just saying this because she's my wife, but I've read this book multiple times. I know you will find something really valuable in this. It's very inspiring. It's also very funny.
Yeah, you'll laugh, you'll cry.
You'll laugh, you'll cry.
You'll pee your pants.
You'll pee your pants. There might be some poop.
You might want to have a glass of wine. I don't know.
Seriously. But it's awesome, and I'm real proud of you for doing this. And I know that I know that this is going to be everything that you want it to be. And you're amazing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for being on here.
Oh, thank you for having me. I love you guys. I'll come on every week. If you
No,
want.
this is awesome. Yeah, we definitely
Or
appreciate
just
you being part of
once
it.
in a while, just have me on.
Sure.
Absolutely.
I enjoy it.
Reoccurring guest. She's always in the other room anyway, guys.
Yeah, exactly.
Is there going to be another book?
I mean, hopefully, I'm writing the second one.
All right, sweet.
Ooh, the sequel.
So you're already booked for that one.
Yes.
Yep.
And just one more thing, guys. We're going to shout
Cliffhanger.
out Bombers and Sleeves will be in Gallatin, Tennessee at August 3rd at the Firewater Festival. Great. Killer lineup. Do you see that lineup, dude?
Mm-hmm.
That lineup is great. I love Delta Ray.
I'm
They're going to be
coming.
headlining that.
Yep.
Chrissy will be there. So if y'all are in town, come out and hang out with us, man. We're going to be selling our merch. We'll have our big tent set up, and come kick it back, man. Have a beer with us. We'd love to talk to you.
Yeah, definitely. Just go to Fire on the Water Festival. You can Google that. And it comes up there. But yeah, it's if you're familiar with Gallatin, Tennessee, it's at Lock 4 Park, and it's like an all-day thing. So yeah, you can't miss our tent. It's flying high. So
It's awesome.
come
Their
up there.
tent is
Thank you.
awesome, and their clothing is awesome.
If you found value out of this podcast, like I know you definitely did, please go to iTunes or wherever you listen to this and leave a review. I don't think any other platforms allow you to leave a review, so just please go to iTunes, rate and review. It really helps with the rankings and helping us spread our message far and wide. I don't know why they make you do all that, but it's an algorithm thing. It's the world we live in. Otherwise, please visit us at Bombers and Sleeves on Instagram. Leave us a comment, engage with us. We want to know you. We want to know if this stuff is helping you out. I really hope it is, but hey, you never know until we hear it from you. So that's it for today. Stick around for part 2 of the 4 pillars coming out the following week. That'll be the next episode. But in the meantime, thank you guys.
And bomb your boundaries, baby.
Peace.